The governor of Puerto Rico, Jennifer Gonzalez Colon, joins me now. Governor, thank you so much for being with us. You are an ally of the president. Have you personally communicated to the president that 180,000 households in Puerto Rico are without regular water service?
We are part of the situation. I mean, we declare an emergency on the 31st of July of this year, and we're working with the 6 federal agencies that are helping us this way, not just FEMA, the Department of Agriculture, and 6 federal agencies that are actually deploying a lot of the help. We actually asked the U.S. Department of Agriculture to help us. That's the agency that actually can help us. We do have 2 states right now, Maryland and Virginia, that declare drought emergency as well. So this is not unique to Puerto Rico. This is happening in the Midwest. This is happening around the world.
U.S. Virgin Islands.
And this is happening because of El Nino. We do have problems with the rainfall. We don't have rainfall at this time. So this is 13% of the island that is having the rationing situation. We are trying to expand the reservoir of Carraízo, which is serving 7 towns as we speak, 183,000 people. And that is plus a situation that we do have with the infrastructure in the San Juan metropolitan area with lack of investment for many, many years. Right now, we do have a program of more than $9 billion. Actually, the president helped us out in February of this year. Federal, almost $1 billion federal taxpayers' dollars to invest on that infrastructure on the island. FEMA deploy the money, and we do have more than $2.5 billion on investment in construction as we speak.
Help me understand, though, why not ask for a formal federal major disaster declaration?
Right now, the Congressional Research Service has informed us that there's no major declaration approval in the states since 1980. No state has been granted a major declaration disaster for drought. So that's the reality. And right now, the Stafford Act, which is the National Emergency Declaration, says that you need to exhaust all the local assets, all the local resources before asking for a national declaration of emergency.
So you, in essence, don't believe that you have met the threshold?
Not yet. Not yet. And we are not ruling that out. We need to exhaust all those resources. And right now, the federal agencies are helping us out in that way. And we are right now using the local assets. Again, we just approved the emergency declaration at the 31st of July. We're using those resources. We are not there yet. We are not ruling out that declaration of emergency. We are asking the Department of Agriculture to rule a declaration of drought to the island, and we're working with them. So the federal agencies on the island, the 6 federal agencies that are working with us right now, are helping us directly.
Let me ask you about the infrastructure. My colleague Rosa Flores was in Puerto Rico this week. She spoke with one woman who hasn't had consistent water service in 14 months. Take a listen.
She says that she wants to make one thing very clear, that the issue is not just the drought. She says the drought, yes, exacerbates the problem, but that she's been without water for 14 months, and that precedes the drought. ¿A quién culpa usted? Who do you blame for this?
Primero a la gobernadora.
She says she blames the governor.
I'm going to give you a chance to respond to your constituent.
I totally understand the frustration. When you get a system that was a monopoly of the government of Puerto Rico for more than 50 years, and there was a lack of maintenance and a lack of investment on that infrastructure that was a property of the government for 50 years, that will happen. And that was the reason when I was a member of Congress. After the hurricanes Irma and Maria hit the island, we got a lot of federal money that was appointed to the island, but it was not dispersed. So that was the first thing I asked the president, and during February of this year, we received a lot of that fund. And right now we got $2.5 billion in construction for many of those projects that are critical infrastructure for water and for electricity. And there are $9 billion between state funds and federal funds in design, in capital projects for all water infrastructure, not just in the metropolitan area, the whole island. So this is the biggest investment in critical infrastructure for water on the island right now. So those people in the metropolitan area that are having those issues with critical infrastructure, that's true. And those are the main issues that we're trying to solve as we speak. And I inherited, because we're not talking about this issue of 1 year. There are common issues for many years before me. And
though your party has been in power for the past decade.
Yes, and there's lack of maintenance for many, many years. The state of those infrastructure, 40, 60 years of lack of maintenance and investment, is the main reason we are deploying a lot of construction, a lot of design, a lot of investment that has not been there for years. And that's the reason right now you get a plan of investment that is happening as we speak, and not just metropolitan area. We're talking about the whole island itself.
Let's talk about investment. It's
Yes.
part of why you are here in
Yes.
New York today. There is a plan to basically offer a tax incentive to high net worth individuals who may want to relocate to Puerto Rico in order to receive that tax incentive. You see it as a way of drawing investors to the island, as I understand it. There's been a version of this program in place since about 2012. It kicked into high gear in 2019. Why double down on it now?
I believe many people don't understand that Puerto Rico is part of the United States.
Indeed.
And that means that everything you make in Puerto Rico, it's made in the United States. And that's a plus that many people are not even aware. 44% of the economy of the island is manufacturing. Manufacturing in pharmaceutical, manufacturing in medical devices. So that means that 14 of the top 20 companies in pharmaceutical got a place on the island. So that means that we export $5.8 billion in goods that are made in Puerto Rico. That's a surplus. So we ran on a $2.8 billion surplus. So this is the perfect time to invest in Puerto Rico. That tax reform, first phase of tax reform we just approved, that means that people can invest in the island. We are doing permitting reform. We are trying to expedite those people who are trying to invest, to deploy their resources on the island. So this is the time Puerto Rico is open for business. So when we came up today to ring the bell, it's saying that Puerto Rico is open for business. And it's not just of that sign, that historical moment. Never before a governor of Puerto Rico had just came here, not to come to do a loan or sign a bonus. This is to say, come and invest on that island. More employment in the private sector than ever before. Higher construction than ever before. Private sector jobs, cement, and this is the time for economic development on the island. Aerospace, pharmaceutical, medical devices, and the tax incentives and the 4% revenues and capital gains that we're just working in the tax reform that we're just sending to the legislature, I think is going to be one of the best reforms that are going to be available for people moving to the island.
Governor Jennifer Gonzalez Colon.
Thank you.
Governor, thank you so much.